Several years ago, I would say when I was about 13 years old, I watched my sister and her one of her first pageants. My sister and I both were never serious pageant girls that competed in a million pageants, but she did do one, and it took me a couple years to get up the guts to actually enter one myself. But I eventually did. I knew right then from watching her that it's something I wanted to be part of. So after winning a few local titles, I decided to compete in Miss Kentucky USA, and that was an experience of a lifetime. I did not realize how much my life would change drastically from that moment, from the night. It was November 19th, 2008 for the Miss Kentucky USA 2009 title. And that year was full of just exciting events. It was so many charity events that I got to work. I found that as I would lend my time to others in need, that although I was supposed to be given to them, I in turn actually learned a lot myself. I gained such a wider worldview as I traveled and learned about different people and just how the world truly works. I went on to compete at Miss USA as the youngest contestant. I was the only one that was left as considered a teenager. I was 19 years old, and the age range went all the way to 27 years old. I consider it a huge blessing to have placed in the top 15 and then to later be placed as sports runner-up for Miss USA 2009. I had a wonderful opportunity in Las Vegas where the pageant took place. Our stay in Las Vegas was full of moment after moment of appearances and then hardcore practices, and rehearsals went on for hours. Towards the end of our stay, which lasted 2.5 weeks, we actually woke up, ate breakfast, rehearsed, and then lunch, rehearsed, dinner, went to bed late. And so it was very tiring, believe it or not, but that is how NBC wanted it, to make sure that it was a perfect show, and that's why Miss USA remains the prestigious pageant that it is today, due to the hard work there. So I loved coming back home to Kentucky after Miss USA because the exposure from being on the national televised pageant and placing in the top 5 led me to make so much more of a difference upon returning home. I found that it was God's plan for me to be back in Kentucky to make that difference after that exposure, opposed to moving to New York for the year, which would have happened if I had been crowned Miss USA. So overall, it was a very positive experience, and I cannot say that I look at life the same now as I did before I entered the pageant, before I had those opportunities to volunteer and to learn and to travel so much. And I just couldn't be more thankful that although I had my mom begging me to wait a year to enter Miss Kentucky USA just because I was simply deciding to do it a week and a day before my sister got married. So even though she was very supportive, I said, I think this is the year to do it, and we decided to raise all funds, complete sponsorship to enter the pageant, and my life has been forever changed.